This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we're going to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Droid Depot 5-pack. This is a Star Wars Galaxies Edge exclusive multi-pack, however I was able to snag this on eBay. I've had a little bit of interest in this pack for a while, and I finally found it for a really good price of $70 shipped, which is excellent because looking at the box, it is $74.99 in the park. So, free shipping and $5 off. Cannot complain. Let's go ahead and get into the review and see if this is something that you should be adding to your collection. Alright, you know the drill is always to start by taking a look at the packaging. The packaging here is actually really special, which I would really hope, being a theme park exclusive Black Series set. It is a white box with these navy blue, almost black bordering patterns here, looking really cool, with some nice artwork of a ton of droids and Baboo Frick here in the front, and a workshop. You see all sorts of poses and stuff going on. Actually, really nice artwork going on. It says Droid Depot in a variety of languages, and then you have K7R1, CB23, Pit Droid, Baboo Frick, and the Battle Droid as your included figures. So, opening the front, there actually is a Velcro shut opening thing. You have a big window with the droids and art of the individual characters, and a bio in varying languages about droids and their existence in the Droid Depot. Looking inside, you have K7R1, who is a Imperial security droid who has been reprogrammed, and the Empire's long gone, and he lives in Galaxy's Edge, and he has a lot of neat little paint going on. You have CB23, who is actually from Star Wars Resistance. I gotta say, I hate the show, but I do like getting figures from it. I really love Commander Pyre. I'm really happy to have CB23. I think those are the only two from the show we've gotten, but I'm here for the ball astromech droids. I do love the design. We have the Pit Droid, which this is the one and only Pit Droid release so far. However, we're getting them in the R5D4 Target exclusive pack this summer, so that's really cool. We have Baboo Frick, repacked from the 3PO 2-pack, so that's really cool to see again. And then we have a Battle Droid, probably the least exciting thing here. While I do love army building battle droids, there's absolutely nothing different going on here. It is actually exactly weathered the same as all the ones we've seen before, so it's a little less exciting, but I pretty much bought this for the Pit Droid, and I'm just happy to add to my army building of the Battle Droid. You have a Black Series logo up above, this kind of wonky shaped cutout window. You see their names down below and underneath. Flipping the front flap shut again. This side of the box says Droid Depot, and then I think Droid Depot again in Orbesh, and then some weird symbol surrounded by a ton of Orbesh down there, so translate that if you care to. Up top, Droid Depot logo. This side, you have Industrial Automation, Astromech Droids, you have all the character names, and then something down below again. Up top is Droid Depot, down below is a barcode and some legal stuff, and then around back are bios about the individual characters instead of just the Droid Depot. So for each character, pause and read whichever language applies best to you. These are really cool. You have, again, the arts of all the individual characters, the $74.99 price tag, Black Series logo, and then more legal warnings down below that. So, standard packaging stuff with a lot of flair that I actually feel would make this stand out on the shelf at a gift shop in a theme park, which is what you would like to see in something that is a gift shop item from a theme park. Just the presentation is really cool, really unique, and I think that were I going to Galaxy's Edge and exploring the world of Batuu, this would jump out at me on my way out going through the shops. So, really liking the presentation. Let's open it up and see what we get here. So here's our Droid Depot pack out of the packaging, and as always we're going to start by taking a look at the accessories, and as far as the accessories go, there's actually basically none. The only character that comes with accessories is the B1 Battle Droid. He comes with the swappable back antenna, as seen here, which looks good, but we have seen it on Battle Droids before. As I said, this is a straight reissue. He also comes with the standard Battle Droid blaster, in a dark gray plastic with a silver dry brush over all of it. Actually done very nicely. And I guess with that said, let's take a look at this Battle Droid. I'm not going to go over it in any sort of significant detail. This is exactly as we've seen other ones before. If you have a tan Battle Droid, you know what you're getting here. It is so straight a repack. Here I bring in one of my other tan battle droids. This one I just opened. It is on the Phantom Menace retro card back, which is the same as the red box one. As you see, all the weathering is in the same spots. It is the same figure we have seen before, just a straight reissue. That does not make this a bad figure. I love this figure, and I'm happy to add another battle droid to my battle droid army. However, it does make it a reissue, and therefore the least exciting thing here. We also have Baboo Frick, who is a reissue. He looks really, really cute, though. I do love how he looks. That little scrunched up face there, wrapped up in his like head towel, and he's got a little helmet with a welding visor that actually flips down, which is just so cool. He has little yellow tallies on the sides of the helmet and around the back. He's wearing a kind of like blue, well, actually, I don't think he's wearing a shirt at all. I think that's just blue skin. So he's blue skinned. He has gloves with these kind of like plates on him. He's wearing like a belt with a flap in the front that just hides his Anzellan bits, and little buckles on it. Very, very cool. Very, very cute. I do like how this guy has turned out. He features ball jointed arms that can raise out that far. They can go forward, back, pivot a little bit, and he features a swivel at the waist. So yeah, actually for this little guy, he does have some pretty neat articulation. He also has very large, very flat feet, so he's very easy to place down, and I mean, I lost all my other droids before I lost him. So he's really cool. Let's take a look at, I guess, the pit droid. He's in my hand. So the pit droid was new for this set, and I actually really do like him. He's a little bit fiddly. There's a ton of points of articulation on this guy, and like the battle droid, he has the ability to kind of fold up like he does in the Phantom Menace, so that's really cool, although not really how I'm intending to pose him. But he looks very nice. He comes in a sort of like a pottery clay, you know, kind of orangey brown. Has that kind of like purpley, you know, brown border around the head. Two little antennas, a nice glassy black eye. Little bits of silver punched in the joints, which comes across very nicely. Some really nice sculpting on the underside of the head. And he just looks really cool. I mean, he looks like a pit droid. Not really any weathering on him. No wash, no scuffs. Just a pit droid looking guy. And you know what? I'm happy to have him. I'm actually sending him off to Commander Cook to be painted up as Whack from D-Squad. That's something I'm going to be adding to my shelf as a custom set of D-Squad here really quick. So he's actually kind of like the reason I bought this, so I didn't have to wait to get the Target, you know, multi-packs. So yeah, this is a donor for me, but I'm really amped to get that made, which is just going to be awesome. Running through his articulation, because as I said, I mean, he looks cool. I mean, he looks like a pit droid. He comes with a double ball on the neck, which allows him to basically bury his head down like he would when he's folded up. His shoulders swivel at the shoulder, like they're like ball jointed, but then there's also like a bicep swivel there. He has double jointed elbows, which work really well. 360 degrees at the wrist, no pivot up and down or anything. He has a mid-torso swivel at the ball thing there. You can crunch forward and back very far. You can also swivel at the hips underneath of that. The hips are ball jointed on, so you get a little bit of play on those. And then there's an upper thigh rotation with a single jointed knee. They can go that far back and then all the way forward because that's part of the fold-up function. And then his feet can point straight down. They can go, wow, I just broke a figure on camera. What? That never happens. He can point straight forward. Yeah, that sucks, actually. The little ring in there has a crack in it. Might have to try to fix that. He can point his foot straight forward. There's a forward-facing pin for rocker, so you can get him to do some really cool stuff with both feet flat on the ground. Let's see, let's fold him up. That sucks that broke. What? So as you see, the calves notch into the thighs. You're meant to point the feet flat forward. You're supposed to like swing the legs all the way back. Hunch them kind of in like so. The head comes in, and then the arms, I think you're supposed to double them up and tuck them in underneath. And maybe if I didn't have a camera on me, I could do it a little tidier looking. But yeah, he can fold up like pit droids do. I suppose that's kind of cool. And again, just not how I'm looking to have him on the shelf, but it is cool that they gave him the functionality. I will never ever will I complain about functionality. I will complain about snapping ankle joints mid-review. Come on, Hasbro. That might be a customer service email. I might see what they're willing to do about a Galaxies Edge pack for me. CB23. All right, CB23 is a new character. The ball section is reused from BB-8, as near as I can tell, and it looks really, really nice. It's cast in red. It's like a cranberry red, and then or is it a she? I think CB is a she. Let me look at the box. Doesn't say he or she, just says CB28 is a member of the Resistance. So I think it's a she. But very cool color scheme here. Very, very light pastel blue and cranberry red with little punch-ins of silver and just some really nice sculpt work. A unique head. It's not just a BB-8 head. It is a different type of BB unit head, and I really like the look here. Two really cute little antennas in gray with silver antenna tips. They're a little bowed from being in the package is what it is. And then the silver top of the head. The articulation is basically a double ball thing that allows you to pivot the head and rock it all around. There's kind of a center of gravity to it where it'll stay up, but if you get too ridiculous, and of course it's standing great now, but I don't know, you go too hard on it and... Okay. Alright, I guess it's kind of self-righting. So, point being, it's a weird design. And it might be worth maybe trying to get like a little like plastic ring to put underneath so that he doesn't want to roll around or she doesn't want to roll around. And then for K7R1, the Imperial security droid. This is a repaint of K2SO. We've seen K2SO repainted into a few different ones. This is one that's made it all the way into the time of the sequel trilogy, and it's just kind of on display, waiting to be reactivated, waiting to be sold. Looks really cool. I do like it. It's in a very dark gray, like basically black. Has some nice silver on the joints, and then there's little bits of weathering here, but they're kind of inconsistent. It looks like a very, very, very clean Imperial security droid, and then out of nowhere there's like the one spot on the thigh that's been scraped through to silver and is rusted, and the same on the shoulder pad there. And like, don't get me wrong, the effect is painted very well. It's just like, why does he have like two little rust spots and nothing else anywhere? And then on his one shoulder, scuffed down to silver, but then no rust there. It's like, I kind of wish that they would have done that kind of all over, and I get that would have absolutely been like a lot of deco, but at the same time, the figure's a redo, and you're selling it for a premium at a park. So like, I feel like the paint budget's kind of there. There are some tan portions on the forearms and on the backs of the hands, and then there's kind of like the white Batu script on the chest and on the forehead around the eyes. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking design, and I like it as just like the idea of it being like a repurposed Imperial, security droid. I just like... it looks too much like an Imperial security droid, and the things that make it look like it's been modded just don't look like enough, in my personal opinion. I think, like, man, if you were going to, like, repurpose one of these droids and then repaint it, man, you'd repaint the whole thing. You wouldn't just be like, yo, have eye markings and a spot on your chest. Or if it's going to be, like, been left outside for a couple of decades and it's all rotten and corroded, well, I kind of wish that would have been a little more consistent, too. As is, he looks very fresh off the press, and then very tiny little imperfections. So, I think it could have been done better, but it doesn't look bad, either. I do like it, and it's going to end up on the display somewhere, as it falls back, as these security droids are notorious for doing. K2SO is such a top-heavy design. But, yeah, I mean, otherwise, I like what we're getting here. It's just, and I think the tweaks aren't enough. I think it could have been done heavier. Let's run through articulation here. Features a double ball neck, which can look that far up, that far down. You can get side to side, and of course, a ton of pivot. The arms can come up that high. There's no butterfly joints, but there is a 360 at the shoulder. No bicep swivel, but there's a single jointed elbow that can go 90 degrees and then swivel at the elbow, and then there is a forearm twist, and then the wrist can go 360 and hinge in and out. There's a mid-torso ball joint that allows them to crunch that far forward, that far back, side to side, and a bit of pivot. The legs can kick apart that far. They can go straight forward, a little bit back. There's an upper thigh rotation, and there's a ball joint in the hip that can turn. There is a knee swivel at the top and the bottom of the knee, and then the feet can go all the way back, all the way forward, and there's a side-to-side pivot in there that allows you to get some more of that decent articulated standing with both feet flat on the ground to bring everyone in for a bit of a group shot, just to see how the gang all scales together. You know, I mean, I gotta say, I like what we're getting here. It's a little all over, but it is a really cool, really cool set. To bring in just another figure for some size comparisons, as you see, the tall droids are definitely taller than the short droids. Here is a 2024 Phase 1 Clone Trooper, which stands right at 6 inches, just to give you an idea of scale. I think everything fits the desired scale pretty nicely. So yeah, I mean, as far as detail and scale, I think everything works out nicely here. Alright, so end of the day, what do I think of the Droid Depot Black Series pack? You know, I think it's cool, right? The battle droid is probably the least exciting thing here, but I'm very happy to have it. The KX security droid is cool. I think it could have been more. Baboo Frick is a repack, man. If you never wanted another 3PO back in the day, but you wanted Baboo Frick, great way to get him. CB23 and the Pit Droid are actually really, really fun additions. I think they're probably the highlights for me. However, I'll say the value here is not terrible. For $75, you get 2 full-size figures, which are worth $25 if they were sold on their own, and honestly probably more if they were single-packed within the park. So, I mean, is Baboo Frick, CB23, and a Pit Droid worth $25? I think, yeah. I think the value's pretty smack on there. And other than the potential quality control issues you may find, like with your Pit Droid ankles, all in all, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with what we're getting here. However, I'll say the content is very much on a person-to-person basis here. I'm not a, ginormous droid fan or anything. I mean, droids are cool, and they're always around, and some of my favorite characters are droids, but, man, I probably would go for the First Order pack or the Resistance pack or the other Droid Depot pack ahead of going for this pack. Thank you, Ood. But that doesn't make this pack a bad pack by any stretch. This is actually the most exciting pack as far as not being just jam-packed full of named characters, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to get another Resistance figure, another battle droid for the army. The security droid will go somewhere, Baboo Frick will go somewhere, and the Pit Droid I've got a use for. So, there's good stuff here. I can't imagine this is something that you're going to go, running, the airport, booking the flight, grabbing your Galaxy's Edge ticket, because you're only going to grab the droid pack. It's something where, if you're there, it might jump out at you on the shelf, and you're like, yeah, this is neat, and that's it. It's neat. Not essential, not required, but it's neat, and I'm happy that I have it. So that's it for now. Thanks a bunch for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill. I'm going to go work on something else now. So until next time, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.